Hi everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thanks so much for listening. Today we're doing a event preview, which is an event series. The birthday series of Don't Flop is a huge event, always a huge event, and a very interesting one this time. A great variation, a great melding of previous ideas and implementation of new ones. We don't know how that's going to appeal. Maybe you listen to this in the future. Maybe you listen to this and 10th birthday has just happened, and Pedro versus I'm trying to think of some ridiculous Pedro could face as like a 10th birthday headliner or something, but in some sort of far off apocryphal future, you make up your own punchline there. But yeah, maybe the Indiegogo thing was a success, maybe it was a disaster, maybe the battle, we don't know these things. But one of the great things about battling, I found, similar to gold hunting, is speculating. It's thinking about what's going to play out, and sometimes that's more fun than the battles, and sometimes the battles surprise you, and the ones that maybe you don't assume are going to be the great ones are, look at, say, Mystery versus Lotta Zay, or your Souls versus Sketchmanius, etc. And there's some crazy battles on this card. But I'm not on my own. I'm joined by not only a great friend of the show, someone that I speak to regularly, someone that I guess in a sense you kind of work for the show, Nathan, even though it's unpaid. But
in a way, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna get that thumbnail money soon.
Yeah, if there was, at 4th birthday they had like staff T-shirts, didn't they? So if there was kind of like it just came out today. Actually, I should say, Battle Rap Resume.
Yeah, I did see the post for that.
Yeah. We're selling T-shirts, and Jay Ferg, who's battling at Next in Line. Jay Ferguson, big friend, big fan of the show, has bought the T-shirt, and I'm going to give it to him at Next in Line, which is like in 2 weeks' time at the time of recording here. And someone else commented on the Instagram post saying, "Oh yeah, I've bought a shirt as well." So they are flying off the digital shelves. Nathan is the thumbnail designer, any sort of graphic design involved with Battle Resume, apart from the logo, which was designed by my good friend Daniel Gunn. But any of the great thumbnail designs are all you, Nathan. And is that something you've been doing for a while, or?
It's going to make me sound absolutely nerdy as hell right now. But back in uni, me and my friend, proper nerd, we used to do like let's play video games things. I did all the thumbnails for that. So that was something simple, did editing for that. But I've always done editing. Like I've been doing like film since uni, since college. Mm-hmm. I know editing. I know I'm on my way like Photoshop and shit.
Yeah. And your channel, what's your channel? Because you do quite a lot of interesting video essays and stuff on there, don't you? YouTube.
Starting to trying to find the time. I'm doing like tons of overtime at work. But Kung Funk, it's Kung Funk, but the U's got the umlaut on it, so it's Funk.
Yeah. And your black and white Mad Max thing, is that still up there? That was crazy.
Yeah, that was, I think it's got about 700 views now. It's pretty impressive. I need to get something else on there. I'm trying to do a Utopia video, but it's like, the file sizes are so huge. Yeah. It's just taking me ages to get through. I haven't even sorted all the colour, because it's quite a colourful show. Have you ever seen it? And it's going to be all the colours in a rainbow order, but I haven't even got through all of it to do red yet. Taking fucking forever, that is.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's so easy to just get someone on just to chat battles, but to actually like construct these in-depth, like your movie sucks, like whatever, these kind of these video essays we're saying.
You ever seen Every Frame a Painting?
Yes, amazing channel.
Yeah. Tony Zhao, I think it is. I can't remember his name now. I think it's Tony Zhao.
And if we're just on a YouTube suggesting mode, I just want to suggest Matthew Matosis. He's this video game reviewer that I've just came across. Did like a half an hour review of Abe's Odyssey recently that was absolutely fantastic. He reviews like old PlayStation 1 games majoritively, and like Metal Gear and stuff. And I'm not really even a game guy, to be honest with you, but his analysis is absolutely terrific. He's a really good writer. But we'll push on Nathan, because 8th birthday, I mean, it's 8th birthday. I mean, what do the birthday events mean to you as a fan?
The first birthday event I probably was here and waiting for like announcements and things was the 7th. I was a big fan when Luna C, Mark Gris Blizzard. I'm part of that. 2012.
when giants roam the land, like
yeah. I started watching in college when that went viral. Then I kind of just stopped. And then my last year of uni, I just got bored. So on Reddit, I just like searched rap battle. Yeah. And I found Marlo, Shuffle T, Big J, and Lefty compliments battle. I was like, oh yeah, I remember Don't Flop and everything. So I started watching again. I saw like newer battles from Mark Gris. I saw the Luna kind of stopped. I think it was just after Checkpoint I got into it, because I saw Luna's coming back. I was like, he quit? I didn't even know. Then I started seeing all the announcements for it, because I probably joined Viewpoint probably about August, September-ish last year. I just had a breakup, and I was like trying to look for things to kind of
Yeah.
take my mind off it, and that fucking helped. And I saw the announcements, and like I was working a bar job, so I'd do like 12-hour shifts. I'd see the first announcement in the morning, finish, see the second announcement, and it kept me buzzed.
Yeah, yeah. They do, don't they? Just when you I think Don't Flop kind of jumped the gun a bit on this one, because King of the Dot are so good at making every announcement a big deal. But here, they kind of just threw the lineup on the kind of ticket page in the end of the day after the Indiegogo stuff, didn't they?
There's been a couple of battles were added onto the list without actually being announced formally. Like, I remember when dropped the one for Sharon versus Chiller, I kind of looked at it and went like, it's not exciting because I know it's going to happen now.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's just, it's definitely just taking the punch out of it. I guess back in the day, like I remember 5th birthday, especially. Like I think Don't Flop had just got an Instagram account at that point, and it actually made me get Instagram because they were kind of posting them every day on there, and even that was just cool to see, you know. But I guess they have done their images and stuff, and they have built it in a certain way. I'm not doing them quite justice there, but you know, this is a weird one, isn't it? Because it's against a backdrop of crowdfunding, which is a great thing. I see. You know, Don't Flop makes sense for them to embrace it, but it's quite a thorny issue, isn't it?
I like it because it's a non-transparent thing, but you can see exactly how the sales are going, and that doesn't help confidence for it. I mean, at the moment, it's like 34 people have backed it, which, you know, you got all the Don't Flop flopping commenters and everything, and that helps them to be like, oh yeah, well look how many people have, and they kind of. I don't know. I think it's going to get a bit of a bigger boost once more battles are announced, but it's already pretty stacked card already, to be honest. It's
if this card just sold out now, it's expected to sell out a card of this quality. It's got some ridiculous talent on it. Like it's just kind of. It's quite frustrating, isn't it, that Don't Flop. I mean, I think Lush One did a really good comparison on Dirtbag Dan show. I think the episode just came out this morning. He compared the fandom of battle rap, as in the amount of people that like battle rap all over the world, is kind of equivalent to the audience of one huge rapper. Like you know, just one person, and he is kind of spot on there, and we all kind of represent this one thing, and we should work towards it. But it is quite thin. And when you say 34 backers, I believe there is another ticket link within the Indiegogo. So I don't know I don't think it's exactly 34, but I know what you mean. The fact that it's still quite low, even in terms of, you know, but getting money out of battle rap is blood out of a stone, you know, most of the time.
I mean, not everyone's going to be like Smack or King of the even King of the Dot. Like Organic has only just been able to get money based on just King of the Dot.
Yeah,
he was working like a steel mill, wasn't he, for so long
time.
And Smack, I don't know how Smack got most of his money. I haven't got a clue on that.
Illicit means, I imagine, in some form. But we'll kick off because this is a 4-day event, which is the first time birthdays has ever been spread across such a long time. And I guess you call day one a Don't Flop event. And I mean, you know, so it's a Don't Flop comedy club.
It's a new idea.
It is new, Nathan. And I mean, battle rap and comedy have always been bedfellows, and it's becoming more explicit now, especially with King of the Dot. So I guess it makes sense. You know, it could be a great thing.
Yeah, I think King of the Dot are doing like quite similar at the moment. I know Dirtbag Dan's done some of his own stand-up. I know Uno Lavas was at a comedy club or something. I know that got recorded. I saw a video where someone took their phone of him doing it as well. He's pretty good actually doing stand-up.
Yeah.
So it works well with his style because he's not so much a rapper when he's doing it, is he? He's more of a kind of punching kind of guy.
And the guy, this is, I mean, there's no lineup really to speak of on the actual card that we're going off now. The only person confirmed is, I mean, I'm not really a, stand-up connoisseur or whatever, but if you're aware, this guy's called Jamali Maddox, and a quick Google reveals that he is notable for winning the Chortle Student Comedian of the Year in 2014. He's appeared on the John Bishop Show. He's also had a show at the Fringe called Chickens Come Home to Roost, which is very, very cool. He seems to be incredibly busy. And, I mean, look, I don't know the guy, I don't know his thing, but that's pretty cool. It's not a no-name, it's an exciting talent. And I imagine, London must be sprawling with comics looking for good gigs. And I think Don't Flop, which is a big, content provider, it's a good look to get on that.
Like, I just had a quick look at the ticket page for his Fringe show. He's actually opened for Jim Jeffries.
Wow.
That's quite big. Is he Australian or US?
Jim Jeffries is Australian. Yeah, I haven't met him, but I've sort of seen him in a wild environment because I worked at the Liverpool Guild when I was a student, and he did a gig there. And obviously, the bar's very busy at the start, and then he does his set, and you get a few people here and there, and he delivered a really good set. And you close the guild and you're normally there for another 2 hours cleaning up, getting all the bottles out. And he was literally there for the whole 2 hours talking to people, like just fans and stuff. He seemed like he seems like a good guy. I've seen him on Rogan before. It was a really good episode. He seems like very genuine.
He's very like far detached from his actual persona when he's doing his stand-up. Like his stand-up's quite offensive, abrasive kind of guy. But it's a bit like O'Shea. Like from what I know of O'Shea, he seems like one of the most humble people. That his battling persona is, just O'Shea.
Yeah. O'Shea is, I can testament this from personal interactions, the greatest guy ever. He's as great as you think. Yeah, he's such a lovely guy. But the Don't Flop Comedy Club, we don't know what the lineup is. I would be disappointed, to be honest with you, if like a few battlers weren't just given like 2 or 3 minutes, just for the fuck of it, just to make it a bit more Don't Floppy than just putting Don't Flop's name on it.
I can probably see Uno doing something there. Because what day is Uno on? He's on the first. Well, he's on the second day.
Yeah. He's with Zayn Azrai against Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions, which we'll get onto. But yeah, he could jump in. Someone like Innuendo, I imagine he could tell a few good jokes.
I reckon if you put O'Shea on there and just had him tell a story, like that kill. Like, did you ever see the Don't Flop Stories thing where he talked about the wrong hotel?
Yeah.
Like he seems like someone who he could just tell his story and you would be laughing. Like.
No, he is a great character. And there isn't too much to say. I'm very curious. I Don't Flop going to upload these on the channel, on the X channel. Are they going to get uploaded at all? They are going to get uploaded, but are they going to upload sets? You don't really see that, do you, for stand-ups?
No, of course. I'd love if they did upload a set. Like, you always see like the really grainy kind of bad, like Facebook videos people are taking of the sets, and they always look pretty good. And kind of like, that'd be nice to kind of promote a bit more. Like, whenever they put music videos up, those always kind of go a bit awry and everything.
They do. I think they would benefit definitely from a great trailer beforehand. Just show us what the comics are like, so we're not going into it blind. I remember Fourth Birthday had a fantastic trailer that really kind of, even if you didn't know who the fuck Carlos was, you kind of wanted to see his battle because it looked great amongst all the other battles. And I think that was Kruger and Bagnall and whatever. But we'll push on to, like you say, day one.
Technical day one.
Yeah. The first day one battles, pre-party, training days. I'm hopefully going to be going to this actually, and this is a really, really good card. So the battle we have kicking it off is, like you say, Uno's there with Zayn Azrai, teaming him against Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions. A weird matchup, but pretty interesting.
That's big. They get they both had their own singular battle on training days. Now they have their first ever international. Like
together as well. It's quite nice.
King of the Ronalds as well. Like,
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
As a team, I've not seen them as a team, but I've heard you say before they're comparable to Shufflety and Marlowe, and I think they've got that. Hands down.
I think, very, very intelligent guys. Very close friends as well. Obviously, they both go to Oxford Uni at the moment. So, from what I gather, they're very personally just good friends as well. And you can tell that when you see them together, like they do have their great interaction together. So, I really can't wait to see them getting their teeth into this. I'm not sure if they battled like a Max Sherry 2-on-2 like last weekend or something. I'm not sure if that went ahead. But I know for a fact, from speaking to both of them and Jake, Laser Shag especially, they want to go far as a 2-on-2. They want this opportunity. They want to take the big scalps. And I think, it's not like they could have just thrown. They literally could have put on Lazy Ass Jack and Bear Solutions versus Evil and remember Crimson Ink, who battled LS Dean and Yorks.
I think I caught a bit of that.
Yeah. Whatever. Okay battle. He really wasn't bad. Evil was probably the standout from that battle. But they could have put those two together, but they didn't. They threw them 2 million view internationals. I like the confidence that maybe Danny Jack is behind this. He's putting into them.
Yeah, there's been a lot of confidence with a lot of the training day stuff. Like since training day started, they've had 2 events. No, they've had 3, haven't they? Because they have the Headhunters as well, and they've all been really good, confident events. And I haven't heard bad things said about them. No. Like they've been good. I think with this battle, it's got to be Lazy Ass Jack and Their Solutions taking it because they're a more intelligent duo. But if you come intelligent against Zayn and Uno, how does that get you?
Yeah,
like it's like trying to do a huge breakdown of Pedro because they just announced Juan versus Pedro for Koj's league, and someone said on there like, oh yeah, Juan said before he hates Pedro's style, so I'm hoping for a Sharon style breakdown. It's like nobody wants to see someone break down Pedro in that way. No one's going to watch a Pedro battle for that. No one's going to watch this battle to be like, I can't wait to see these guys intelligently broken down.
No, I feel you, and Zayn and Uno as well. It's like, is that like fire with fire? Like I don't know if they're going to really necessarily complement each other as much.
It might be like Uno and Mickey Worthless kind of situation.
Yeah. That's not a bad battle. I agree. I have Lazy Eye and Bear Solutions taking that quite cleanly, and good friend of the show, you know, a battler who I make no bones about it is one of my favourite writers in the league, Crafty. He's going up against XQZ. Is that meant to be excuses? Is that what he's going for there?
You know, I never thought about that actually.
Right. I just I
never got around to checking him out, but he's the champ of No Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just beat Isaac Knox. Yeah, and Isaac Knox is like that's no small deal. Isaac Knox is one of the big underrated names.
Yeah.
But with that, I don't know enough about him. I'm not a huge Crafty fan. I appreciate his writing, but his performance, I think, lacks a little bit.
Right.
But I don't know. That could be a sleeper hit, possibly.
I mean, we are waiting on, you know, more Crafty. Obviously, he did battle recently at Revival that hasn't been released yet. I think that's being released quite soon. But, you know, since the Heretic battle, he was in the woods a bit. And when I was at, I think it was Rapping It Jack, and he was there, and he rapped for me his first round against Salas, which was supposed to be on Gift of the Gab. And it was genuinely absolutely, like, incredible. He had a bar about Hillsborough that I can't really quote bar for bar, but it was just sensational. And it topped off a brilliant sequence. The writing was terrific. And, you know, this guy really can write his fucking arse off. He's a delight to watch. And XQZ, again, someone I don't know. I do think Crafty should be getting way bigger opponents than this. And I think that it's just, you know, I guess Heretics with random, so that kind of makes sense in the sense they aren't both being given preferential credit. I see them as kind of the Golden Sons, really, you know, coming through from that era or whatever. But on just, you know, hideous bias alone, Crafty, Frio.
I'll say, yeah, same. Like,
But
XQZ, from what I can tell of him, from hearing about him, not someone to mess with, but I think Kraft will take that on. He's going to be favoured out in the UK anyway.
Yeah.
No one has really heard of XQZ unless you're deep into all the different leagues. But I think it's not a big name, but it's a big kind of international battle because it's a champ from another league battling Crafty. In a way, it's a big look for him. That makes sense.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And, you know, he's not just being paired off with, you know, any old person. Yeah, he's given someone who's, you know, bespokely kind of tailored towards him. I know that XQZ as well is, you know, regarded as a great writer, you know, one of their big pens over there. So that is exciting. And again, just good to see No Coast doing a KOTR event, having No Coast people come over to Don't Flop. Like, it's cool, you know, it's a cool league, and it's cool to see it infiltrating the British subconscious here. But we'll push on to a third battle. You know, this is probably one that people have been waiting for or are fucking bored of. I don't know where you stand on this, but Danny Jack versus Roars.
I think Danny gets a lot of stick. I think he's actually pretty dope battler. I think on beat battles, he's not amazing. Wilsey versus Wilsey, I think his breath control's not the best on that, but he's improved a lot. And Roars, I think, has gone the opposite way. He was overhyped. I say overhyped, but he was hyped as one of the best tryouts since Luna. And then, he battled Luna. Lex, that battle hasn't even been released, has it? But it was apparently he didn't do too well in that one.
Right.
And then he's battled Bobby Rex, the on-beat one.
That was a car crash. That was a literal car crash. Yeah.
The highlight of that is Bobby freestyling on beat. I would love April Fools, Bobby versus Innuendo on beat freestyle would be dope.
Yeah.
Like he's great freestyling on beat. And I think his third round on the grime, the highlight of that, Roars, I skip his rounds every time.
Yeah.
It's if you want to be my friend, you haven't got a sniff, and he was a mess.
It's unwatchable, isn't it? It's very cringy.
It's very a mess.
Yeah.
Like, I love Bobby. Like, he's one of my favourites of the new breed that's coming in, but that battle is one that...
No, Bobby was all right in it. Bobby was a professional. You know, Bobby just kept going, and Bobby says something along the lines of, I mean, I only watched this once, but he's like, you're fucking up this battle. He was like, you're messing this up for us, kind of thing, but I'm going to keep going. And, you know, I do wonder as well, by the way, I remember when the pay-per-view came out of that April Fool's event, which is kind of a notorious event because everyone seemed fucked up in it. And Innuendo versus Raptor was a freestyle battle that was a really good battle that was done outside, but there was so much mention of cocaine in it, I question whether they would actually release it.
Did they release it in the end? I don't actually remember.
I'm going to search now, but I'm pretty sure they didn't, because I remember wanting to rewatch it and not being able to find it on the actual. No, it doesn't seem to be there. No, they haven't released it. So there's a little lost battle if you're listening. Innuendo versus Raptor happened. It was dope because Innuendo was like talking about the whole soul situation, which happened like 2 weeks prior or something. And Raptor was brilliant as well. And yeah, I think this is maybe a bit of explicit content. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's coming out.
Possibly, but it's like that was like a drunk kind of freestyle, wasn't it? Because it was meant to be him versus Sizzling.
Right.
But Sizzling had a car crash in the morning.
Oh.
So Raptor was quite last minute. Because it was maybe Sizzling's return. I think he's returning at some point. I saw his name on a card somewhere, and I cannot remember where now.
But yeah, no, this is, this kind of already happened, this battle, at the Rapping It Jack, I think Raw's was doing... No, before the roast, which... I don't think that's ever getting released, by the way. I actually saw that, and that was fucking shit. That was terrible as well, I have to say. I brought a friend who never watched battles, and he was like, don't flop, because I was just in London. He's like this, London head or whatever. And he's like, is going to be there? Is all that? And I was like, yeah, man. He's like, I can't believe we're going to watch battles. I was like, everyone's the same, whatever. And we get there, he gets there quite late, and the only thing on is the roast. And it was just this, everyone was drunk, and everyone was getting really angry. And I remember...
There was kind of people jumping in randomly as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of that? Because that happened at April Fools as well with the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Crowd members jumping in. Ever since that one guy in the second one jumped in, people kind of found it okay to jump in, and it was keep it to the battlers. Do it at an after party with just battlers. It's fine.
Yeah, during the roast, there was a lot of Raws on Danny Jack, but that happened primarily. And has the Raws mirror match been released from Rapping It Jack?
I don't believe so. I heard it wasn't that great. I heard he didn't go in on Danny, and
that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. That was Danny Jack versus Raws. Obviously, Danny Jack didn't get his chance to say it back, so this is kind of what that battle is. But yeah, Raws just explicitly went on Danny Jack, and it was kind of like, when they do reloads, and it's like when you're watching it in person, he's doing another 90 seconds of bars you've heard about how shitty Danny Jack is. Just like, shut up, man. It's like, you're a talented guy, like, no doubt. You're an incredible, like, some of the videos that I've seen you put on, and the build up to the when him and Bobby Rex were like trading videos and shit. Like, there's no doubt Raws is magnificently talented. The guy is awesome in that race.
Charismatic. Like, him and Bobby are very charismatic.
Incredibly.
Which is why they're quite fan favorites, because they're charismatic. They've got stage presence.
Yeah. So Danny Jack and Raws is kind of happened in the mirror match sort of thing, and like you say, Raws' charisma is there, and I think this is kind of an okay battle. This isn't one that excites me too much, but
Yeah, I want Danny to take it, because I want Raws to kind to be put into his place a bit, because he's got, I wouldn't say cocky, but he's got a bit of an ego.
He lost to 142. It's like, he should have been humbled already.
Like, that battle was just 142. Like, he's gone up in estimations as well. I mean, you battled him, and he's gone up in.
Yeah, he's way better than. I forgot. Yeah, that battle. Yeah, shout out 142. I remember he said, like, I was always chasing after the green, like Gunther and Friends. But it's like, that's not a bad bar. But no one's ever referred to Rachel as the green. But shout out 142. I'll be there for you. And Shonda Rhimes versus Zayn Azrai. Great to see Shonda battling. Don't flop. Why do you have these archaic ideas of just sending all your female battlers against misogynists? It's quite frustrating.
They're doing the same with Crisis as well.
Yeah.
Because Crisis made his comeback against Pedro, killed it. Balduno, killed it. He's meant to be battling at this, wasn't he? I remember in the intro for him versus Uno, they said he was battling at the 8th birthday. I don't think he's been announced yet, but Shonda's gotten quite a huge rise as well. But she's had 2 battles so far. She battled Blizzard, where she was good, but I think she was very gassed.
And she was in a safe environment.
Yeah, she had a lot of people there who knew her, were there to support her. Blizzard had been out of the game for quite a while, but I think, had he done the April Fool's battle by that point?
Yes, he had, yeah.
The on-B one, because that was a good battle as well, actually.
Oh, yeah, that was great. Shout out Double L, yeah.
But, so the only person that Blizzard brought with him was his girlfriend, who arranged the whole event. Girlfriend or fiance, I'm not 100% sure. I've seen her on Viewpoint a couple of times. Okay. They're great people. They're great. And then Shonda had all her poetry friends around, so I think she made like a feminism reference or something.
Something like that.
Someone in the crowd just shouts like, so she should, or something. It was just like, She was good, but very gassed.
She was, yeah. That was a safe environment. And then battling Callum from the forum, that's another kind of, it's just, she hasn't really had a challenge yet. And I think it's going to be a short, sharp shock to go against Zayn Azrai. He's not going to relent. He's going to say horrific shit. You know, I just think, I despair to think of all her spoken word friends watching this battle. I think, you know, they're going to be quite shocked.
Zayn is someone who when I was younger, I disliked Zayn because he'd won against Mark.
Yeah, the laptop.
I still hate the fact that Mark lost that battle.
Yeah.
Like, Zayn's round for like 9 minutes long.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He didn't say shit in them either. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. So who wins this for you?
I think Shonda.
Mm-hmm.
I think it depends how she develops her style to adjust to it. Because again, that's one that you can't do a breakdown of Zayn. Because he's going to be making like your mum jokes, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, you're shit because of this. Like do a lyrical breakdown on someone. I can't believe I just said lyrical. You do like a breakdown on him, you can't do it.
Yeah.
It's the Pedro problem. It's the problem of if you try and go hard at him, you end up looking silly. So she's got to kind of adapt to it.
Yeah.
But I think I have her taking it just because Zayn's just no.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Zayn fan. It's not a very inspired matchup either for me. But I guess, you know, you get an international over, you get him here for 2 battles, so you got to give him 2 battles. And you know, maybe the Shonda one was first and doubles was an afterthought, probably that order. But yeah, Shonda. I mean, you know what I've said. You know, she hasn't been tested, but the thing is, I do want to see her be tested because I think she is a fantastic writer, fantastic poet as well, a really gifted poet, a Roundhouse winner. You know, I'm quite a big fan of spoken word myself as well, and just but majorly impressive and awesome to see her in the league, and she has done really well, you know. But again,
yeah, of course. I mean, not to say like she's just been pushed because of her gender.
No, yeah.
She has been pushed because she is very good.
Mm-hmm. And
I'd like to see her, just off tangent, I'd like to see her go against Deep Throat Thug. I think we need a female versus female battle would be a very good thing. I think Deep Throat Thug needs to come back, and I think that would be a good battle. That's
inspired, man. Yeah, that would have been a better battle. On this card, but yeah,
what's happened to her? She was meant to battle on the birthday card, wasn't she? I don't think she ever did. Not the birthday, the Christmas card last year.
Yeah.
She never did.
Curious. Yeah. She was great. I mean, you know, burned briefly, but the Danny battle is, it's a big battle of that year, isn't it? It's kind of a big battle culturally. It's got a lot of heft. But you know, we'll push on to, you know, you get a Pedro battle at our birthday. You know, probably more than one, but this is the first one confirmed. I'm more interested. I'm a Pedro fan. You know, you kind of know what you're going to get with Pedro. Luminous is someone who I think I mentioned him just recently to Ogmios actually, and we were just talking about great writers, great unsung writers, and he is just absolutely terrific. His Stephen Kang battle, which kind of slept on, it's a DF USA battle. I get it. You ignore it because it's got faces you don't recognize, and you know they normally have. I mean, this is my opinion. Maybe they might say the same about Don't Flop, but they normally seem to have slightly more terrible names. The DF USA battlers as well. They just kind of, you know,
No Emotion Gold Mask or something like that.
Oh shit. That just sounds randomly generated, but
I think Pedro's actually battled that guy.
Oh really?
Was that Pedro's Ground Z battle? He battled someone that had a mask on.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
I'm gonna have a look for it. You keep talking.
Yeah. So yeah, and Luminous, I just want to point to, if anyone's not aware of this guy fucking deserves to be here. This guy's a fantastic writer, great punchliner, very witty, very don't floppy. I think he'll go down very, very well. I think this is going to be an exciting battle. Pedro is, you know, it's kind of funny because the joke about Pedro is he's literally battling no one in a sense. He's just kind of going against the person. Like look at the Craft D battle, for example. And I think this is the apotheosis. This is a natural circumstance of that they just throw him against someone that no one knows, and he'll just go at him. There's going to be no personals. There's going to be lots of multis on Luminous, and this could be a low-key classic. This is battle of the night for me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun battle, no matter what. Yeah. I just looked up. He battled N-Pose.
Oh, okay, yeah.
N-Pose battled Uno recently as well, didn't he?
Yeah, and Megadeth.
Weird guy kind of did like an ad lib in like the middle of the crowd, talking about he only talks like this because of his psychosis. And that. It's fucking awkward as shit. Like mid battle, just this audience member interrupts it to his own bar and then walks off.
I need to get that out.
I remember because he had a mask on, like on half his face. I think someone behind him's got a controller and powers him up or something.
Wow.
It's weird. I think he loses that battle. Pedro does.
Shit. Okay. Definitely check that out. And topping us off, Rob Wilson, Big T. To you, is that a satisfying headliner?
I think as long as Big T doesn't choke, I think it's going to be just hilarious. I think Rob's, when he did his Viewpoint 16, when it went 16, 64, it kept changing. But when he did that, he had a great line for Big T where it was something like, my dad's been to Chicago, he said it was shit. That slays me every time I rewatch it.
Yeah, that's great. I
think it's going to be a good battle. I think it's bad that Rob got his first international based on the fact that he did a really shitty round against Innuendo. And Innuendo's taken so long to get his first international anyway.
Yeah.
But second international, technically, he battled Johnny Storm, didn't he? But everyone says this is his first international because it's his first planned international.
Yeah.
I've got T taking that just on battling experience, but at the same time, T's not been that great. But Rob hasn't battled in about a year.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It definitely puts a lot of things into play. I hope personally that Rob wins, and that's more a sense. I feel he will because Big T, he's obviously battling Mr. E as well. I think that takes more brain power and more stamina to go against a writer of Mr. E's stature, which we'll get onto shortly. But yeah, this is. This could be a fun one. This makes sense as a headliner, and it depends your view on battling. I'm sure many people resent this battle and never want it to occur, but pressure's on Rob, really. Big T could just be Big T, but Rob has to do something a bit different here to prove why he's here. But if he gives a good performance, which I think he's very, very much capable of, he's got a lot of potential. He's done very well. I have a little bit of personal grudge because he bodied a friend of mine, Hyphen. I don't know if anyone remembers Hyphen. I kind of forget.
He had that dope line, didn't he? Using hyphen to get from name to name. I remember that in the I think PPV trailer, and that was a sick line.
Yeah.
Rob's got, he's not hated at the moment just because he has no performance or he's terrible. He did one really bad round, but he performed that round well. He just didn't write it very well.
No. It's fun.
Big T's style isn't hard to do. It's not hard to write. It's all performance with Big T. That's what makes him so entertaining.
Yeah, there are battles earlier on. I think it's explicitly the Sue Surf battle where Big T is absolutely terrific, writing and performance-wise. The Hollow battle as well. But a DNA battle is another really good example. But he's kind of washed up. There's no real two ways about it.
His Nameless battle, a Blackout, his first two rounds were good. I think the only round people are giving Nameless is the third where Big T chokes. I remember one of my favourite comments was something about if Big T choked on his food and much he choked on his bar, he'd be medium T by now. That makes me laugh every time. I just think about it whenever I hear Big T's name now. But I think that's going to be a battle he's not going to 100% write for, but it's a battle that he wants anyway. So maybe he might write for it.
Yeah, that's fair. There are a lot of videos, and if you were to sort of do a piecing together a documentary about the Big T Rob Wilson story, there's lots of vlogs and posts, and it does have history.
I watched the original vlog, and just him opening it, just shouting Rob's name is
and doesn't he punch at the screen for 20 seconds?
That's the thing, T's all performance. He could say anything and people will kind of just be like, oh my god, because he carries it so well. It's the same with Tally. Tally he's a good writer, he's not the best writer, but it's all performance. His slogan and everything, it gets people going.
Yeah, his slogan is we seem to always Tally's slogan always comes up on this show because everyone's just it's dope, and I'm like, yeah, it is dope.
When he does it on Grime versus Bilza, it's one of my favourites. I love that.
Yeah, that was.
I think with this battle, I think Rob Wilson deserves to have a good opponent who actually writes good against him. But I also think Mr. E doesn't deserve to be half-assed because Big T's more focused on that. So we either get two okay Big T's or one good Big T and one bad Big T. I'd prefer to have two okay Big T's.
Yes, it's asking.
I feel like Mr. E deserves it.
He does entirely deserve it, and he should have been on 7th birthday. But I'm glad that he's back in the fold now and he's battling regularly, which is awesome to see. But yeah, it must be very hard to write for Rob Wilson and Mr. E. You know what I mean? It's not like you're writing for Mr. E and Shocks.
They could be any different people, to be honest.
Yeah, in size, in stature, yeah, it's. it's a ridiculous demand, but hopefully Big T comes through. But yeah, I think we're going to get 2 OKs, which you've got to kind of grit your teeth and accept. But we're kicking off now. We're in Leeds. This is day 3.
Yeah.
Stylus. Great venue. Day of this card for this day, by the way, is fucking incredible. I have to say, the day 3 card is absolutely one of the best. Like, just on paper, one of the strongest days Don't Flop's ever had, in my opinion.
It's all very heavy. Reading what we got so far, like, this day is obviously going to get bigger because day 4 is meant to be the smaller day, and it's got more battles announced at the moment. I believe.
Yeah.
I think it might just have one less. So this is going to be a bigger day. I think it's got way more to go.
Yeah, and kicking us off is Dialect versus Lou. That's a really cool matchup.
That is a really good matchup. Like, Lou, whenever he's on Don't Flop, he kills it.
Yeah.
He's got a bit to the wayside. He got bodied by Random, who's battling Heretic.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to have, like, his comeback with this one. I think Dialect needs to come back. Dialect always kills it on beat. But his last acapella battle, Gemini, he slowed himself down a bit.
Yeah, I saw it live, man. It was Gemini raced away with it very quickly.
Like, if you're going to lose to anyone, choke against anyone, like, that was a good person to lose against. Like, Gemini kicked it into a new gear with that one. He crushed that.
Yeah, this is really, really exciting. Like you say, Dialect obviously coming off the back of a Tony D battle recently, so he's really. I mean, Dialect's a fucking like legend, man. Like, in my eyes, Dialect's just killer, and I'm just happy to see him getting someone like Lou. And Lou, like you say, the random battle was a bit questionable, but the QP battle, that was fucking dope.
Was that the one rounder, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
I think it's someone else. Was that a replacement battle, or was it with plans as one rounder?
I'm not sure, but I mean,
got rearranged.
Both of them showed out in that, and yeah, that is a really, really exciting one. And like you say, I think more battles will be announced. That doesn't make sense to me as a battle to kick off the day. Like, that's kind of a slightly later battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the fact that that's the undercard. Yeah. Dialect on the undercard is a bit. I wouldn't say frustrating, but it feels like I think there's going to be more battles before that announced.
Yeah.
There's got to be battles before that.
Yeah, I think so. And, move on to the next battle. Someone that, I've always been a big fan of. One of the most direct, powerful writers, in Don't Flop, Archaic, versus one of the most, I make no bones about it. I'm not really a Danger Zone fan. He's like the antithesis of Archaic. Like, he's quite obscure and muddy with the punches. And I don't really see this matchup making sense.
I've not really watched a lot of Danger Zone.
Yeah.
Who does he mostly battle for?
He's been on URL. He was on
quite a mix. Black Eyes Cartel, URL.
Yeah.
King of the Dot. He battled Daylight on King of the Dot.
He had a good battle with Ill Will. He battled Daylight, King of the Dot, like a back to basics card or something like that.
He battled Roan for URL, but that got vaulted.
Vaulted, yeah. Great battle with B Magic he had as well. He's been on DF USA a bit. I think he battled Nestle. If I remember, he's been on a ton of leagues. He's been around, but I've never been excited by him. I used to Google when I first got into Battle Rap, the greatest writers, who's the best writer in Battle Rap, and go through all these forum posts and see who I don't know and discover all these new people. And Danger Zone was a name that always came up, and I'd always watch him, and I'd always just, I think a sign of a battler, a way to tell if a battler's not good very quickly, Nathan, in my opinion at least, is if you can't name a line, but you've seen quite a few of their battles.
It's a bit like, it's for me with, no disrespect to C Major, he's one of the sickest guys, like, writing-wise, but I've never watched a battle of C Majors for him. I think Danger Zone's the same thing.
Yeah.
You'll see him plenty of times, but you've never exclusively watched his battles for him. I've always watched it for his opponent. Shufflety and Maro, Alchemios, who else did he battle? Soul, obviously.
Yeah.
I've always watched for his opponents, never for him directly.
Yeah, I feel that, and this is, again, good to see Arc on the card. Good to see Arc on the card with pre-planned battle. Obviously, battled last time, battled Cortez last minute, and it's kind of like it's Cortez and it's last minute. Of course, the battle was kind of okay. Like, it was just, whereas this, Arc's got a lot of time to write. Danger and Zone offer so many name flip possibilities, and Arc's like the king of that shit. So that's fun on that level. And maybe I'm selling Danger Zone short. Maybe Danger Zone's going to come in over here, like Lotte Zay came over here, like Tech 9 came over here with Impact last year, and really really showed out and, really did well. And I hope he does do that. But Don't Flop crowd is something you've really got to adapt to when you've been battling, how many battles this guy has? 33 battles in numerous leagues all over the US. I question whether his style is going to be that adaptable, but I hope he proves me wrong, and it's good to see Ark against a big name.
I hope so as well. I hope Ark's got, because Ark hasn't battled properly since Tally.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
That's true. That's true.
He's changed his name as well now.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, I always shortened Archaic to Ark anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem that odd to me. Like, you know exactly who it is.
And I don't think it's necessary because, passwords to pass makes sense because passwords is the lamest 90s hacker kid spelling I've ever seen. But pass is cool. Pass is quite a cool
name. It's a bit like word of play.
Yeah.
When I saw him on the card, because I was looking on Reddit when I got announced, I was just like, what is that? Like,
yeah.
I get it, but... No.
Yeah. So, Ark, whatever, Archaic. Archaic's a cool name, but, it's your choice, Ark. I appreciate it.
I think Ark's got it.
Ark's got this. Ark in front of a Don't Flop crowd against a URL guy who's going to have bars people don't understand. This is a 3-0 for Ark.
Because does Archaic mean something's gotten kind of old and past its use a bit?
Yeah.
So the name Archaic became Archaic.
In a sense, yeah, that's spot on. He's not spelling it right though, is he? Archaic means very old fashioned. I've just looked on my Mac dictionary. No longer in everyday use. So it's one of the greatest ironies. Maybe Danger Zone will flip that. Your own name's gone archaic, and it's just like crickets. It's just
Ark's got a couple of uses as well. You got Noah's Ark, and then you got Ark as in like Ark and Throw.
Ark of the Covenant, maybe as well. Actually, Unanimous did have a Noah's Ark bar. He was like, "You believe there's an animal inside you," or something like that. That was pretty good, actually. I remember Ark.
I'm going to say Ark, but I'll give it the Danger Zone if he throws an Indiana Jones bar in there.
Yeah, I'm going to raid you and you'll be lost, Ark. Something crap like that. That's why I don't bow, because I can't do that. So Izzy Gibbs and Zen. This one makes sense. This one is fucking exciting, man. Izzy Gibbs like a huge name now in like culture, like.
Yeah, he's someone I don't know. I never got huge behind Izzy Gibbs. I didn't like the Raptor battle. I felt like he was a bit of a dick in the Raptor battle.
Slightly, yeah.
Versus Double Elmed Dialect.
Yeah.
He impressed me in that one.
Yeah, he was dope in that one.
They freestyled like quite a lot. Like freestyling on beats tough.
Yeah. Totally.
He's great at that. I think when they did the announcements, this was meant to be a midnight battle, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
So I think this isn't represented of the actual order, unless they're planning on going quite late into the night. But I think he wanted that to be quite a late battle. That's when everyone's at the top of the wave and everything.
Yeah.
Just drunk enough to appreciate it.
Yeah. Izzy Gibbs as well, someone who's had some fantastic showings on Words of Weapons against Six and Ease are the ones that come to mind. But yeah, he's a terrific battler and sort of personal behaviour on the stage aside. I think maybe he's matured a little bit since that. But yeah, I think he is like I say, I think he's doing very well just in music as a whole. And this is a great look. And Zen's one of those dudes, man. He slept on. Zen's like an OG from back in the day, and he's a great writer, great freestyler. Sounds fantastic on beat. Good chance for him.
He killed it against Bilzar. I don't know who's going through to the next round of that one.
Yeah,
that was the on beat tournament. I think it's a good look for him. He's never hugely impressed me on beat. Him versus Brucey, probably one of the better battles. On the on beat battles that Don't Flop has had. But I think I can't call that one. It's going to be a good battle. I can't call a winner. They're tough to call winners on beat battles. They really are.
Yeah.
Because you never know what the beat's going to be. A cappella, that's a bit easier. On beat, it's going to throw you off because you don't know what the rhythm's going to be and everything. You don't know how they're going to control the rhythm.
Yeah,
it's one of the things.
It's an interesting one, definitely, and I think that is one that everyone's going to look forward to in the event. And now we get to, like you say, the card isn't the card, but in all extensive purposes, it is. And these top 4 battles are, they could all easily headline the card. There's no question. They are unbelievable clashes by, titans. Don't Flop, by the way. Whatever, 8th birthday Indiegogo has been getting a lot of flack, but I just got to applaud these battles, really. Thank you is all I want to say. As a fan, like, I'm looking forward to watching these so much. I pretty much love all 8 of these guys, and we'll kick off with Sharon versus Chilla Jones, which, you know, I don't know if you heard recently, but I'm such a fucking battle rap nerd fanatic that I listen to pretty much every interview I get my hands on. And Sharon was recently on Angry Fan Radio. Shout out to Caps and the whole movement over there. Yeah, they asked him about Chilla Jones. You know, they're talking about his upcoming battle and stuff like that, and he was just saying, in his eyes, Chilla is the greatest writer in the most basic of styles. Like you know what I mean? He's kind of the scheme. Obviously, doesn't do a scheme as much, but that kind of whole basis that he forms himself around. And you know, look, don't get me wrong, Chilla's one of my favorite battles ever. But I think Chilla's kind of like my relationship with Jay-Z. Like, Jay-Z was someone that I loved when I was 15 and had all his albums. But now, I mean, some of the albums, don't get me wrong, Black Album and Blueprint, amazing. You know, those still hold up. But some of the albums I was into when I was younger, Kingdom Come and stuff like that, I'm just a bit like, this is fucking lame. This isn't very good at all. And I'm kind of that way with Chilla. And Sharon is someone that's just getting better and better and better in my eyes. And I think when you got that freestyle rebuttal game on lock, like, you can make anyone look stupid.
Oh, definitely. Like, Sharon versus Dots, where he just freestyles this entire thing, is one of my favorite battles ever. I've never
such
really
a good battle.
Hugely rated Sharon.
Yeah.
I find him outside of battles quite iffy, like quite cringy. Did you watch his battle rappers read mean comments?
I didn't actually. I read on Reddit that he was kind of a bit weak.
Yeah. But pretty much every single one, he, like, chatted back to him, like, gave him a bit of shit. But for each one, he'd be like, oh, I'm gonna rebuttal you. And it's like, Sharon, just shut up. Shut up. Just read the comment, be happy with it. Just
yeah.
But and I don't quite think he should be up for the title for King of the Dot either soon. He thinks he should be, but I disagree on that. I don't think he's there.
Does he beat Chilla in your eyes?
I haven't beaten Chilla because Chilla's never really hugely impressed me. I haven't really watched a huge amount of his battles. I probably should get around to doing it. Like, there's a few
I could recommend that are like genuinely 5-star, but
did he battle pass?
That was a terrible battle. Yeah, he battled Pass and World Dom. That was really lame. Had a Shuffle and Marlowe bar, which was quite cool. But yeah, it's more like his early URL stuff. His DNA battle, a lot of people don't like, but I really like that battle. It's very long and it's basically the high watermark of scheming. It's when scheming, you know how pop culture's like eating itself alive right now with all the reboots? Yeah. It's kind of like that in a kind of scheme form, which is a very weird way to say it, but it is. But yeah, his M-City battle, his JC battle, Daylight, QP, Danny Myers was a really good one on RBE recently, although I thought Danny beat him.
Danny Myers is like one of the dudes. Like, Danny Myers, like,
you love Danny Myers, right? Because I love Danny Myers, and it's like some people hate him, and it's like you have to kind of closet yourself away. But
honestly, like, him versus T-Rex is my favorite URL battle. I don't watch a whole lot of it.
Really?
But I watch anything where someone gets body bagged. Yeah. I love the fact that he had that whole scheme. It wasn't a scheme technically. It was like Maltese and the government too. You died on the same day as your nephew.
Yeah.
That fucking rocks the room, and I love that shit.
Yeah, that was crazy. And like, you know, that battle as well, it was like T-Rex had to lose because obviously the whole 12 racks kind of scandal or whatever, but you can see in the background Smack and Nunu, they're not really reacting to some great fucking shit by Danny Myers, but you know, whatever.
Nunu's sour face is the whole thing. Yeah. It really annoys me.
Yeah, me too. I want to get Nunu on the show, by the way. Do you reckon she'd do it? That could be quite a good episode.
Possibly. I'm not fully aware of exactly what Nunu does.
That's why we're on the show.
I think she's a manager for some
She manages Prep. She's Prep's manager, obviously the URL guy, Prep, love Prep. And I don't know, there's lots of videos on YouTube where it's like, Nunu explains what she's doing, and it's her outside an event, but I can't remember what she said. I'm pretty sure I've watched them. But yeah, getting back to this battle, I mean, you know, Sharon himself again in the Angry Fan interview. Please, you know, search that Angry Fan interview. It's really, really good. It's like 25 minutes of Sharon.
It's posted somewhere, and it's quite good. Like, I always like to kind of see that kind of before battle thing. So we're not saying like, oh, I'm going to kill this guy, but also kind of breaking down like, I'm battling this person because like, I kind of prefer that. Yeah. I like shit talking. Like, I love shit talking, but sometimes you want to kind of hear it.
Yeah, he was very pragmatic, and you know, he admitted that Chilla was not on that spectrum of, say, you know, a K-Shine to him personally, or a Shug. It wasn't someone that he was really going after, someone that he was really targeting, and I can understand that because Chilla's kind of, you know, he's not really established anywhere, is he? He kind of had a King of the Dot run, but it didn't go that well, and the Arcane battle was really boring, and the Don't Flop run's been okay, so he seems to do the best.
Tony D wasn't
No.
Had the awkward nurse angle. I think.
Yeah.
Because the nurse thing I'd heard before with, was it Definition versus Tony?
Yeah.
I think he said something in there about it, and I'm guessing it's completely untrue.
Seems to be.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I'd like he watched that battle and thought, like, no one's ever mentioned this since. I'm going to bring this up.
yeah, I guess so. But
this is gold. Why has no one mentioned this since?
The nurse angle is Tony. He's bodied finally, but I mean, Sharon for you. I've got Sharon personally winning this.
I've got Sharon on this one. I'm not a huge Sharon fan, but like birthdays, he always shows up.
He does. I mean, apart from the one battle where he kind of got beaten, but
yeah, of course, yeah. Versus Juan, I found like his one battle to be very pandering. I only gave him the first round, and he pandered the entire time.
Yeah, I agree. Arsenal battle though at 5th birthday. Oh man,
yeah, of course.
Fantastic shoot by Sharon. Love that. Shocks versus Hoffa. Wow, like what the fuck? This is an incredible battle.
Didn't Chiller turn down Shocks, didn't it?
For some silly reason, yeah.
For Sharon,
yeah. It's like battle Sharon on King of the Dot, but you battle Shocks on Don't Flop, like
Sharon versus Chiller Jones seems purely like a blackout kind of battle.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah,
it seems odd for him to choose Sharon in the UK over a UK battler that can't get to the US. He would never battle Shocks on any other league other than Don't Flop. But Sharon, he could easily battle on King of the Dart, whatever other league Sharon goes on.
It does seem odd. And Hoffa, I mean, it's someone that we're not going to get the T-Rex Hoffa. We're probably not even going to get the Chiller Jones Hoffa. But Hoffa's coming. We're not going to get the. We're probably going to get the shotty second round Hoffa. But
as long as we don't get the Tony Hoffa.
Oh yeah.
That's the one. Because is this his first battle since then?
No, he battle T-Top earlier this year. I'm pretty sure he didn't. He's like his son or his daughter was born on that day or something. I'm just looking him up on the newly resuscitated Verse Tracker. Shout out versetracker.com.
Shit. I thought that was back.
Yeah, it's back. Yeah, no, he battled. He's battled a fucking ton. Yeah, after Tony, he's battled Quest McCody.
Some smaller leagues, is it?
He's battled Big K. T-Top. Oh, he teamed up with Cortez at Double Impact, of course, and Luciano Crack is his most recent. So he's been battling regularly. He's been battling, so he's still in the vein of form. But I mean, Shocks, Shocks is one of my all-time favorites.
Definitely. We were going to do a video of our favourite rounds, and I was rewatching his first round versus Old English on repeat, and I was just like, it gets me gassed every time. That if he can bring that level to it. And the last birthday was that. Battled Lou, choked, unfortunately. But he fucking delivered. He had the twist one in him and turn it like a doorknob or something like that. Turn him into a door. I fucking love that line. Shocks has the most creative, violent bars.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
The guy's creativity with words is inspiring.
Is 2 minutes on the dot to save my ass versus Johnny Storm, the say farewell, wish him well. They come to me, dumping. It's either get to jail or dump coppers in the or like a wishing well or something like that. I haven't watched a battle for a while. Back completely.
Crazy, absolutely wonderful stuff. And I mean, Shocks finally. I've said this before on the show. He's had quite a few internationals, but they haven't necessarily been against the most explosive opponents. No offense to Johnny Storm or Coma, but I think Hoffa is much more a step in the right direction. It's an awesome option, but Hoffa's. Hoffa seems to be one of those paycheck guys. When I had Psychosis Holocaust on, he was saying how he'd been prepping for Arsenal for 3 months or whatever, and then last minute Arsenal can't come, and had said I'll get Hoffa over and he'll come tonight or whatever, and he seems to be willing to do that, and that does again make me question the bespoke nature of this matchup. It's just going to be good to see Shocks beheading a URL vet.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be. I think it's the exact look that Shocks needs.
Yeah.
I think that could be the push that, Quill versus Charlie Clips. This might be the push that Shocks will get to. I know it's difficult for him to get out to King of the Dot. I know they were talking about. He was talking with Norbs, wasn't he, about somehow getting him to be on a URL event. I mean, if he can get to Amsterdam, he can do international out there.
Yeah.
I know that's how they did. That was how they did Archaic versus Thesaurus, wasn't it? Because he couldn't get through to the UK, so they did it in Amsterdam, kind of met in the middle.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the push he needs to get recognition in the bigger, more American, Canadian leagues.
Yeah, and like you say, Norbs love Shocks.
I mean, he's had a URL battle.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It continues to be that it's Gift of the Gap, but
it is a bit of a mindfuck, isn't it? Yeah. But Shocks having a PG, like that would be an incredible moment. Like, and he would show out. And I think Shocks as well. I think he was saying to me quite a while ago that him versus Chess was being ferried around, which would have been a fucking amazing battle as well. So yeah, this is one of the battles I'm most looking forward to. I cannot wait to see this, and I can't see Shocks not winning this pretty clearly. To be honest, the guy, he said that he stopped smoking weed last year or something, and that's he's making a punch around everything he walks down the door, and that seems to be him. He just can do anything he wants with that pen of his. So
I think he's going to take it. Like, he's another one of those dudes like O'Shea, absolutely humble, deserves everything he gets. He deserves to be one of the top guys.
Entirely. And, another incredible battle, Raptor versus Jonai. I mean, where do you start?
Man. When I was on the post where said something about we might be confirming a battle, when he commented confirmed, like, I got kind of chills, like, what the fuck's going to be? And Raptor versus Jonai, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what JC is going to be doing now. It'd be great if he could still come out.
It would be.
Like, he can actually kind of do something out there, but it's going to be insane because it's a battle that both of them have ever wanted. I think Raptor said it's the first battle he's ever requested. Yeah. Jonai, hugely interested in it as well. Like, last time Jonai battled someone he wanted to battle, that was Psychosis, and he killed that. Well, I say that, he also wanted to battle Disaster. But
yeah.
I think Disaster hasn't got the same stage presence as Raptor. Like, Raptor won't kind of be towering above Jonai.
Yeah.
Up in his face and everything. Like, might be a bit up in his face, but yeah. So that one, I can't call a winner. 3-0 audience.
Yeah, I agree. Raptor, everyone loves Raptor, but it's, everyone also knows that he's not been as good recently.
Yeah, of course, like, versus Shocks, I think he was a bit gassed because he was in Manny. Yeah. The Manny crowd behind him. I mean, you saw things evaporate in the steam of thing, disappear in the steam of things, like Evaporation, like, got a huge reaction. I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Jonai as well, to be fair to him, his Danny Myers stuff didn't excite me that much. And some of his angles kind of pissed me off, where he's kind of like, I think he's in against Psychosis, like, if you diss my voice, you don't have one. It's like, what does that mean? That's not true. Like, that bar kind of annoyed me a bit. So they're both two people that have had incredible moments in battles, in showings.
From the same Psychosis battle, though, Digest a little slower battle, like, bar, that was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, these guys are fucking incredible. Like, they are. Both of them are exceptional writers and performers, and I think they've both met someone, like you say, who they're matched to a bit more equally, and they're both kind of almost dual sides of a coin in a way. They have explosive turns of phrase and performance. They can really ramp it up. They really have something different when you watch them. They make you feel a real genuine pathos. And wow, yeah, Raptor Jonai. It's a pleasure to even say it.
The only problem is Jonai is battling Daylight the weekend before.
Yeah, the Gannick Gully thing, right? Yeah.
That event's actually shaping up.
That event looks dope, yeah.
I'm a bit disappointed in Shotty versus Charlie.
Yeah.
I think if you had someone like Pass, but I think Charlie's going to be the battle that's going to get him the views. I wouldn't even consider Charlie part of Team Gannick.
It's very much, at first it seemed like a kind of rookies vets thing, and then it just, I know what you mean, it's kind of like these teams are going to be so misassembled.
But that's actually one of the first events I've ever been like properly excited for, to see because it's two people bringing their guys forward.
Yeah,
that's really exciting me, that concept.
I really hope they do a slight reality show thing. Maybe Avocado films like and a video with each team or something. It would be cool to appreciate it more thoroughly. But
that's going to be. Back on to where we were going to be.
Yeah, back on to 8th birthday, and after Raptor Jonai is, I mean, said it was the most asked for Don't Flop battle ever. Obviously, Luna Shotty is, whether you think it's a meme or not. I mean, it is the most requested battle, but Tony D versus Pat Stay, everyone all around the world is going to be watching this one.
Of course, like last time Pat Stay was in the UK, Holland Don.
Yeah.
And then, like, they're just titans.
Yeah,
like they're the best two people to go against. Like, we know Tony's wanted this battle. I'm assuming Pat's probably wanted this battle as well. Like, he's wanted to be on King of the Dot for a while now. Not King of the Dot, sorry, Don't Flop for a while now.
Yeah.
I think, again, that's like Raptor and Joe Knight. That's 3-0 audience. There's no losers in that. Like, if Pat can do, because Pat always does amazing first rounds. If he can do that for this whole performance, and Tony comes on his, what would you consider Tony's best battle? I said probably his O'Shea or Raptor battles would be his best ones.
Shotty battle for me personally, I think it's probably his best battle.
If they both top of their game, it's gonna like tear the roof off Styler.
Yeah, this is just gonna. This is an incredible battle, and
it's going to be catastrophic explosions all over Leeds. No one's going to know what's going on. There's a big fire.
So much wordplay in one place. It's just kind of done. I mean, Pat Stay as well. Tony D aside, obviously Tony D is one of my all-time favourites. Incredible, but just to have Pat and in Don't Flop is a treat.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he battled John and Don at the weekend, didn't he?
One rounder though, yeah.
Apparently, John. I did see one bar from it. I'll try and find now that.
Are you talking about? Are you talking about the gun bar that was terrible? The Calico one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's like
fire, and that was like.
He's like. It'll be serious if you get a hollow from a Calico. It's like, shut the fuck up, John.
I literally read that, and in my head, I just had the way John clawed that damn van. Damn. And I was just like, yeah, that seems like something you do. To be honest, like. I can hear that in his voice.
Yeah.
And when someone does like a bar to make fun of someone, that's a bar that someone's written to make fun of the way John writes. And John said the bar because he didn't get the joke.
Yeah, that is entirely true. I mean, you mentioned Big T before, but you want to talk about selling performance. John. That's John, man. His Kid Twist battle, there's not a single bar in any of his rounds. I mean, maybe the Twisted Metal bar is okay, but Kid Twist kind of flips that even better. You know, people wouldn't even like your music if you're an ice cream man. Don't fucking Twisted Metal flip crazy shit. But yeah, Tony D versus Pat Stay.
I think if Tony goes second, he's guaranteed to win because Pat's going to come in there, and his first rounds are always good, are always the most aggressive. And Tony, he's one of the most chilled out dudes on the stage. And he's just going to, if he goes second after that aggression, he's going to look better because of it. If that makes sense in a way.
Yeah,
he's just going to be there, like, that's how he kind of styles on him. Like, they've got to try and match each other's aggression, but I don't think you need to match Pat Stay's aggression. To win against him, you've just got to look more chilled. That's going to help you out.
That's true. That's a good point, actually, because, yeah, I mean, Pat Stay's obviously a giant, no matter who you are, but Tony's quite you know, a smaller gentleman, should we say. He's not like a big towering giant who can go face-to-face with him, so I think Tony's going to play to his kind of, you know, he's just going to do some incredibly effortless, brilliant breakdowns of Pat. And I think Pat is one of those people that has a lot more stuff in the public consciousness that he can attack. I think Pat attacking Tony, not as much to say.
Yeah,
he's got to mention the real deal thing. There's going to be a real deal round, I reckon.
I mean, he's probably going to do the real deal. He's probably going to say same that Raptor did, where he said like he didn't deserve his title. Like he was just had hand-picked opponents. He's probably going to do that kind of angle. But I don't think he's going to say anything new. Whereas Tony, I think he's going to find the things that are new for Pat to use.
Yeah, I think Pat, you know, he's as good as his opponents and he's battled some of the greatest in the world, and Tony's no different. And I think Tony, you know, he's taking up this challenge. Just props to Tony, by the way, like, you know, retiring the title, but then like working twice as hard and being like twice as good. It's like, how the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, and not just that as well. He's used his new kind of found fame to give the push to other people.
Yeah.
You know, about Templar Surfer, he battled Troy Brown.
Yeah.
I think I put that as probably one of the only two losses I've seen from Tony. I have Troy taking that battle 100%.
Oh yeah.
But he's used his name to give people a bigger push now, and I think that's fantastic of him. He's not just kind of coasting by. He's not doing the Charlie clips where he coasts by just on his name alone. He uses it for a purpose, and he still writes no matter his opponent.
That's true. That's true. And, you know, such an exciting clash. And that takes us into day 4, the final day. The after party, the slightly more chilled day. It's in a different venue, you know, slightly more, this is in hi-fi. It's, you know, more relaxed kind of environment here. And we'll kick it off with 2 people that I had on the show recently, Heretic and Random, to do a little face-off. It was very amicable. It was very fun. Shout out to both those guys. You know, Random, the guy can write, man. Like, ever since we did the interview, I watched the Baby J battle to kind of get in the mood for it, and then I watched the Lou Cypher battle, like you mentioned before, and I mean, you know, I love fucking bars, you know, obviously, and I'm very impressed with the guy.
Like, and he's got the performance and the confidence as well. He's like the full package in a way. I think he's the perfect. Like, I can't think of any internationals for these newer guys.
Yeah.
He's perfect for international for Heretic.
He is.
I think the only other international I said for Heretic, maybe someone like Kid Twist, possibly.
Ooh, that would be a good battle. Yeah.
But, like, international-wise, that's perfect opponent right now for Heretic.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, no shab in Heretic. I think Heretic's just he's really had a busy year after the Deep battle, and he's battled some huge names, and you know, he got beat by Shovel T. There's no shame in that. He did well, you know. Dank battle was great.
His battle brought out the best in Shovel T.
Yeah, like, it did.
It says a lot about the opponent when the person writes to beat you properly instead of just writing to have a good battle. Mm-hmm. In a sense, like Shovel T, like I think it was. He had 100 bullets, unanimous, lost both those. But then it was his comeback battle was Heretic.
Yeah.
And then since Heretic, he's been absolutely killing it. I mean, well, maybe not the Cart Deems battle. That one was a bit iffy in a sense, but that's because they weren't really getting the reaction they needed. It's probably one of the only Cart Deems battles I've watched once and just never picked up again.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? I agree. I think the first round, I think Shovel's first round's pretty good in that. But yeah, I agree. The battle's a bit iffy. But so you know, Heretic versus Random. Then I mean, who comes out top?
That's a tough one to call. I think Heretic might win it just on where the location is. Like he gets a UK bias, but Random, I think, is going to be very warmly welcomed.
Yeah.
I think maybe get slept on, but possibly. I mean, I just had a look for Hi-Fi Leeds to see what the venue's actually like. It's quite a small room venue.
Right.
Well, it seems to be. I can't actually quite tell if this is all one room.
Yeah.
I think it's a good venue for battles, and hopefully they can get the sound sorted out because there's quite a low ceiling in there. So hopefully we have it in April Fools again. But I think it's a perfect venue for this battle to happen. I think it's going to be a smaller round. The after party, it's always the more dedicated fans that are going to be there. So the people who want to be there are going to be there. I think I'll say Random. I'll have Random taking that.
I agree. You have Random taking that. I think he's going to relish. I mean, you know, I've spoken to him on the show. I know for a fact that he's going to relish the opportunity to come over to Don't Flop his big Don't Flop fan. You know, he's making great moves. He's been on the fucking bunker, and you know, Heretic's no slouch. I think Heretic's going to give a great showing himself, but maybe 2-1 Random, but hardly. It'll be hard fought. I think this is going to be a great clash to move up to, and I know Heretic's looking forward to it as well. But Innuendo Dundee, another interview that I had both guys on, really fun. Obviously, both majorly charismatic guys, huge personalities. Can't wait for this one.
That one as well, I think that is, if you had to pick any international for Innuendo, I wouldn't have been able to tell you until I became aware of Dundee, where that's perfect. That is the perfect international opponent. Like, they're so similar. Like, of course, Dundee's a bit more well rehearsed. I think Innuendo, if this is his first battle without choking in quite a while, then he's gonna just absolutely show out, and it's just gonna be entertaining. This is another Frio audience one. I think this is going to be like Kid Twist versus O'Shea. This is going to be one that the audience are going to love. You're not going to call a winner because everyone's a winner in this one.
Yep.
It's going to be entertaining. It's just going to be perfect.
It is. I agree, and I think they are fantastically matched. I don't know who's going to take this one. I remember Innuendo saying that he was finding it quite difficult to write for Dundee. Dundee seems like he doesn't really find writing difficult, and I imagine he's going to relish the opportunity to dig into, you know, a Scouser, and that's quite a fun thing, and it's quite a fun thing for Innuendo to go with the Aussie angle. And I know stereotypes are boring, but I think in this context they're going to be done creatively, and both of them again are just blokes, right? They're just really kind of fun-loving, interesting people, and I'm just very, very intrigued to see what happens when they start battling each other.
It's just go. can't even call that. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a hard one to think who would win, and like I can't get sick of Dundee calling Innuendo a goose.
Yeah. I know you-
Every time I've heard that, it's just been like, it's a tough one. I think
It is.
they're going to win. Like either way, they both win in a sense.
And, move on to the next battle now. We're coming on to the final battles of 8th birthday, closing out the day. This is another great battle. I think this battle was meant to happen like a year ago or something. I think this was meant to happen at like Checkpoint or something.
No, this was the pre-party.
Right, yes, that's right. Yes, that's right.
Not Sunburn, for 7th birthday.
That's right, yeah.
It's going to be, Sharon was looking for someone to do a freestyle battle against. So I think gave it to Jay Short. It didn't happen. I'm assuming Jay Short couldn't make it.
I think his coach was delayed or something like that, I believe, yeah.
Oh, that doesn't stop Kojay, does it?
No.
Come on, Jay. But yeah, it's one that's exciting. It's a purely freestyle battle. Been a bit hyped for time. I think it's going to be entertaining. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you have Sharon over, you have to have him freestyle battle someone, and obviously the Pedro battle's great as well. But I think we're going to see the same thing as Pedro battle. I just think, just plainly put, Jay Short isn't as good at freestyle as Sharon. I just don't think he's as entertaining. He's incredible.
The difference between them is like Sharon can freestyle out of nothing. Jay Short can freestyle out of what someone else has said.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. If Sharon starts the round, I think Jay Short will be better off. If Jay has to start it, he's going to kind of flop out of it.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I mean, I assume it's going to be a 4-bar back-to-back, or at least I hope it is. Which would be more tasty. But yeah, I mean, anytime to see any of these guys freestyle is a treat. And has Jay Short Pedro happened in a one-on-one?
I don't think so.
No.
Well, I'm going to Google it real quick. I know that like Kraft D and Pedro battled the week before they battled again.
Yeah.
At Roundhouse, which is always very confusing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, they did a freestyle battle at the Liverpool event where O'Shea battled Halcyon Kid. It was Double L and Pedro versus O'Shea.
That's right. Yeah, but they haven't faced one-on-one yet.
No.
Okay, that could be a moment of the future. And we had Heretic Crafty last year. This year we have Bobby Rex versus Dank Schrader. This is newcomer of the year. Had both these guys on again. I love both of these guys, man. I can't wait for this one.
Oh, definitely. Like Bobby Rex, like he'll say on Facebook, he's thanked me a couple of times because I'm just a huge fan from Viewpoint. Like, I love the guy. Like, I can't remember when I first got into him. Someone said something about a really good tryout battle, so I checked him out, and he. From the start, he had just the presence and the performance.
Oh, yeah.
And then Dank Schrader, I think someone mentioned as well. And they tried out the same event. And he had the presence and performance as well. And while I think Dank's had one loss, and his only loss was his first ever main channel battle. Like, he's been the king of Don't Flop Extra. He's killed every battle there. His first 3-round battle with, what was his name? Jay Dillon.
Yeah.
I think he won that, to be honest.
Okay.
Because Jay Dillon had quite a few stumbles in his third. Like, I think he choked like a whole round, but he still won. If I remember right, that whole battle seems like a blur to me now.
Yeah, I think with Dank, it's more, his more recent output. I think the JB battle was just like, I mean, I saw that live, and I remember me and a stranger that I literally didn't know who the guy was, but I was pretty fucked up. We were like in each other's arms watching the battle, like just laughing, like we were just, and then the battle ended, and we just like never saw the guy again. But it just like the crowd was just. I felt so lucky to be there. The guys killed it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you got Thesaurus posting that battle. That battle got It got quite a few. Like, I normally do all my bases for battles through Reddit. Yeah, and I think it got quite a few votes in like Battle of the Week, didn't it?
I think it did.
Got a huge storm on there.
It's almost 9,000. And if you rewatch that battle, look behind Dank in the first round, and the guy wearing a T-shirt with a German flag. It's me. So yeah, check that out.
I think I have noticed you in the background because I was looking for a thumbnail for something. I think it was when I was looking for the thumbnail for Dank, Bobby, their video together.
Yes,
for that, and I was just looking at you in the background. I was like, is there a way I can do the screenshot and have him still in the background on the thumbnail?
Yeah, so
find the results. I found the Battle of the Week results. It was third.
Wow.
It lost out to Madflex versus E Farrell, which was first, and then Reverse Live versus J Dose was second.
I think it's better than both of those battles.
Beat Hoffa versus T-Top.
Yep.
And Copacetic versus Isaac Knox, but that's not hard because Copacetic is not that good. No. On purpose though, but on that battle, I think, didn't he have puppets and his friend choked?
I haven't actually seen it, but yeah.
Yeah, he had like a angel and a devil, like, you know, on the shoulder thing.
Oh, right.
With puppets.
Wow.
But his friend was doing bars as one of the puppets and choked.
Like when Lex came into that. Yeah. Oh, God, that was bad. So we'll push on to, I mean, always great to see Chris Lees. Yeah.
Just about that battle as well. That got to the top of Reddit cringe as well. that moment.
Yeah. Uno versus Chris Lees. Chris Lees had on the show was great. Big fan. I've got Chris Lee taking his head off. I know that Chris Lees doesn't like Uno and wants to win.
I think I can't remember what Uno said, but I remember I wasn't excited when it was announced.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw Chris Lee saying, like, I met this guy once in Canada, she told him just a cunt from there on, I was just like, okay, this is someone he wants to battle. Because as soon as I was listening to the episode, when he said, like, if you message me with an opponent that I want and I think it's a good look, I'm going to go for it. And then, like, I was thinking, like, versus Uno, though, and knowing that he can't really stand Uno makes it better. But again, it's got the problem of, can you really break down Uno and win? Or is Uno just going to style on you?
I think he can. I think Uno is someone you can make look like a right idiot, and I think Lees, you know, when I had him on the show, he was saying that he's never really had anyone that's broke him down, really, and I think that hunger is going to transfer to this battle. He's finally focusing it on someone that he intensely dislikes. This isn't like a Soul or an O'Shea. This is someone that he's not a fan of at all, and there's going to be maybe Uno is loved over here, so I don't know how much the crowd are going to rock with him, but I think if he does it with conviction and the bile that he deserves, this could be a really, I think Chris Lees, he's very, very good, and he's been good for a long time, and this is a good showing for him.
He's one of those guys that, like, I never think he's got his time of day. Like, he had the title match, obviously, but I think he got it through circumstances, not because he was meant to, but because Shotty dropped out. I'm not too sure why he was actually picked to take the shot over Shotty. That's a weird sense to say, but because it was meant to be Shotty versus Tony, and then Shotty dropped out. Never been 100% sure why. I think he just retired from battling for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then Lees got the title shot. And at the time, I don't know how big a name he was, but, like, I think I'm glad he's getting a bit more looks and a bit more battles now. I think he needs a bit more events. I think you guys said him versus Bobby Rex in your interview, and I think that'd be a really good battle.
Yeah. I think that would be that would be majorly fun, and I know that he wants to get back into the 2-on-2 game. I don't think him and Bobby would make a good partnership, but I think Chris Lees and whoever, who do you think about as my listeners, versus Bear Solutions and Lazy Ass Jack? I think that would be quite good.
Rectual Innuendos if they ever had their debut.
Yes, that's true, actually, yeah. Oh, God, they would have bodied Frankie and Danny as well.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
that would have been gruesome.
Stage presence-wise, they are a cut above.
Yeah, no, it's like they say, like, if you go into the water with an alligator, like, you're in their domain, it's like you being on land sort of thing, and I think that was very much them being fed to the predators, and maybe Danny dropping out of that battle for the best, because that would have been a bit like a snuff film. But Mr. E versus Big T, do you join me, Nathan, in being a huge Mr. E fan?
Oh, definitely. I still think it should have been him versus Tally at Sunburn 3.
Yeah, it should have been.
Briggsy and Pedro would have actually been a really good battle, I think.
Yeah.
Except if Briggsy was a bit less hungover, of course.
Yeah, slightly, yeah.
But I'm hoping Big T shows up like Lars A did for Mr. E. I think he deserves to have a good opponent. And I'm hoping this isn't the battle that he underwrites for his 2 that he's doing in the weekend. Then again, like I said, Big T's style isn't very hard to write. It's mainly performance.
Yeah. And Mr. E, again, it's great that he's getting a shot at these URL guys. I think hopefully it'll up his Double L. Seemed to have kind of hit really right for that, and I don't know whether it was him not being inspired for it or whether it was an okay battle or whatever. But I want to see Mr. E claiming another scalp here, and I think it's very possible. Big T is stretched across the 2 days. He's not going to have his full attention on either battle.
I mean, he's got a break of a day in between.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Unless he gets announced for day 3 as well.
Yeah. And he's doing some stand up on day one, so you know
God.
he's all across it. But yeah, I've got Mystery here.
Big T stand up though. I think Big T's one of those guys that could just tell a story and it would be hilarious. Like his vlogs are amazing.
That's true. Yeah, he is a natural in front of a crowd, in front of a camera. And finally, we have Sol and Pedro. I mean, you know, crazy cool team. And Chiller and Danger Zone. I mean, this is a bit of a kind of. I like this one because it's ridiculous.
I like that most of Pedro's international battles have been through 2-on-2s with someone else.
That's true.
Like Pedro, I think, has had the highest amount of internationals. He's battled Caustic, Pass, Chiller, Danger Zone, Disaster. There's probably others that I can't remember off the top of my head now, but like this, I think, is going to have the same kind of thing that him and Calcium had, where it's going to be two separate people writing. And then they kind of mix and match. I think they had one moment where they kind of blended together. Well, they had two. The end of, I think it was Calcium's first line in the first round, and the very end of the third round where they brought Bobby in. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing as well. Sol's going to be writing for Immaculate, not knowing if he's actually going to be battling him.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering exactly how it's going to work. Like Pedro, you never have to worry about Pedro underwriting. And Chiller and Danger Zone, I think neither of them are going to take it hugely seriously. I think it's going to be bars written the day after the event.
Yeah.
Like Caustic and Pass, that was mainly freestyle. Like from what I can tell, the whole Uncle Jimmy angle was they were in the car park for McDonald's after the first day and just started freestyling about Uncle Jimmy or something like that. Just brought it into the battle.
Yeah.
And then Caustic style works for that though.
Mm.
I think Chiller and Danger, they don't work for that kind of thing.
No, they are. They are.
Work for that kind of thing. Like Pedro is going to be in his element in this battle.
Yeah. I think it's Pedro's going to carry Sol, which is a weird statement to say, but it's true.
But then again, with O'Shea and Pedro didn't have a good weekend anyway. But O'Shea carried him for that one.
Yeah.
But that could go either way.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And like you said, there are more to be announced. Hopefully Sol versus Immaculate is one of those. Hopefully JC comes over. But the thing about JC coming over, though, personally, I want to see JC versus Raptor, or I want to see JC versus Tony D, which obviously Tony D is preoccupied, but maybe a future birthday event, a future event.
JC versus Quill?
JC versus Quill would be
Quill
good.
Quill was meant to battle. Wasn't Quill... They did like some first announcements, didn't they?
Yeah, I thought Quill had said that he was doing it, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it was Dialect versus Hoffer, Quill versus Pass, and I cannot for the life of me remember the third one. And obviously, Dialect versus Hoffer didn't happen. I think Lou's a much better opponent for him, to be honest.
Oh yeah, totally.
I mean, they talked about doing an on-beat battle as well. I'd love for them to do that. They have to buy. I'm not 100% sure on the rest, but then we've also got possibly Gemini versus Swave. Then we've also got Sol versus Ilmac, because Tony D got announced and Raptor and JC's not happening. So those were the crowdfund ones, weren't they?
They were, yeah.
So Sol versus Ilmac, I think. If we talk about that one for a second, I think I have Ilmac. No, not Ilmac taking that. I think I've got Sol taking that.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's one that Ilmac isn't going to underwrite for.
No, I think that could be battle of the weekend, no doubt. Ilmac is absolutely fantastic. I've recently rewatched Ilmac versus Averb. Ilmac's 3 rounds in that are, for one of their word, they're immaculate. They are, absolutely outstanding, the piece of writing. But Sol I think he would go at the WRC, Sora stuff. There's so much history of Ilmac tied in, the Scribble Jam stuff, whatever. And I know that Sol, he's such a battle nerd, he's such an intelligent, consummate writer that he would just deliver it. Would it go down in the crowd so well? Maybe not. But I think in terms of battle rap, the milieu, it's just, he's a slight notch above Ilmac in that sense. Obviously, Ilmac, incredible rebuttaler, freestyler, great imagination, great kind of conspiracy, expansive nature of his writing, but Sol is, he's one of the best in the world right now.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, he's coming off the back of one of his best performances ever, and he has to keep that momentum.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I haven't seen her on the forum for a while, but a girl called Rosie, she joined the forum before that. I think she went to see that battle live, actually. I was really jealous of that, because I was going to go, but I had work. Yeah. So I couldn't actually get there. But, like, fuck me, like, to be live in that room would have been incredible.
Yeah.
I keep watching. I actually preferred, did the live streams, didn't he?
Yeah.
I actually prefer watching the live stream version of the first round compared to the recorded version.
Okay.
Because it feels more raw, and you feel more in the room. It's just, but I think if Soul's on that level, he's taking it. I think Ilmax got a lot to make up for. His last battle was, oh god, who was his last battle? That was Rome, wasn't it? His last battle.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
And like, you lose to Rome, you kind of have a lot to make up for.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge Rome fan. Like, I've got Caustic taking that title match.
Yeah. I think
Rome wins the third. Like, the whole scheme of the bodies that Caustic's left, I think was sick. But I think the first 2 rounds, I've got Caustic taking completely. Especially because Caustic gets a bit conspiracy theory in the last round, and it goes on about the arcane. And I did like a little comic. You know, the one where the person sticks the stick in their tires and then blames it someone else.
Right. Yeah.
I did one of Caustic where he sticks the stick in the tires and he's on the floor and he just goes, Eric Foreman.
Yeah, it is kind of like Aliens did it. It's just kind of go to response, but that is going to be an exceptional battle. And with that, Nathan, we reached the end of 8th birthday.
Yeah,
it's been like almost an hour and a half going through the card, but it's just 4 days of just crazy
Still
shit.
so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, like hypothetical battles, because you got one Alchemios, O'Shea meant to be battling as well.
Yeah.
Leaving it an hour and a half, we could do like a catch up of all the battles.
Yeah. I think anything. Yeah, we'll discuss in the future. But thanks so much, and thank you for fucking Don't Flop for throwing an incredible card. Please go on there, Indiegogo, and donate what you can. Buy a ticket. Donate for the perks they've got. It's great. And I kind of want someone to put on, like, I think there's like a £5,000 perk. It's like they'll put an event on in your room, and it's like, I wish someone would do that, and then they record it. It's just in some guy's bed sit. That'd be great.
Oh man, like a whole Nikaya,
yeah.
Like where he had this secret party in his bed, in like his house.
Back to basics.
Someone to do something like that, that'd be amazing.
That would be fucking exceptional. But I mean, we can.
Because someone did the £1,000 here. I think it was some army person. I think did it actually.
Oh really? Wow.
Because you can actually read who donated. They said on there British military.
Oh shit! Okay, that's interesting.
I don't know if they're a representative of the military.
Yeah, well, I mean, regardless, it's interesting that someone would have even put that. But yeah, that's intriguing. But Nathan, again, thanks so much. Your YouTube channel again. How do people get that?
Kung Funk. You might have to spell it out, but it's KUNGFUNK. Got to get more content on the moment. It's only got the one video, but it's just basically a channel where I'm just going to do editing stuff.
Right.
Retrospective, little poetic films. At the moment, I got Mad Max, a scene from that done in black and white. Kind of like an old noir kind of film, because I think when the guy who made it, George Miller, when he announced it, said that he saw a cut of it in black and white and thought that was perfect. So I wanted to kind of recreate that. I did try to do a chase scene from Dark Knight in the start of Mad Max, but it got taken down for copyright. So that was a couple of hours of waste of my time.
Well, yeah, that's the way the world was. Twitter,
I do have a Twitter for Kung Funk. It's basically Kung Funk without the umlaut on the U.
Yeah.
My main Twitter is just Nathan's Jones. I normally post I just retweet things. Like, they're one of my favorite Twitter accounts. You ever seen Nacho Sarah Beatty?
I haven't actually, no.
She's like a writer for SNL.
Right.
One of the funniest Twitter accounts I've ever read in my life.
Okay, cool. I'll check that out, man. And thanks so much. Of course, if you want to get in contact with the show, at battlerapresume at gmail.com, on the Facebook as well. Thank you, Nathan, and thank you, guys. I'm sure we'll do a 8th birthday recap review. I'll hopefully be going to the second day anyway. Maybe do one after that.
I've got time off work then. I'm hoping I can maybe get through it and just make plans and stuff.
That would be awesome, man. I'm sure we'll hook up in some capacity. But everyone, thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
That's it.